Whatever you got in your advent calendar this morning, be it chocolate or one of those rubbish pictures of shepherds, you can bet it wasn't as brilliant as what's behind the door of Access episode 61. Let's have a peek, shall we? We check out open world zombie sequel Dead Island Riptide, kick off the voting for Access Game of the Year 2012, and get the latest on Tomb Raider in our PlayStation briefing. First up though, the Lombax is back in our Game of the Week. It's Ratchet & Clank Q-Force.
In 2002, a crack platforming duo was released on PS2 to enormous critical and commercial success. Ratchet & Clank promptly escaped from their roots and spawned 10 sequels in 10 years. Today, still wanted by gamers everywhere, they survive in imaginative spin-offs that aren't really about platforming at all. Especially this one that we're about to reveal the name of really very cleverly. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can bear the fact Quark now comes in a bunny pig dressing gown, perhaps you can hire
Don't say it.
Q-Force!
He said it.
Oh, shut up. So, Ratchet & Clank Q-Force then, a game that takes your favourite Lombax robot duo, who've been platform royalty since before I even kissed a girl, and makes them do, it says tower defense here.
It is tower defense.
It is tower defense. Who the hell came up with that?
Was it me?
No, it's Insomniac, apparently. So, it would appear someone had broken into our briefing room last night and rubbed out all but one of our Ratchet & Clank Q-Force development ideas to draw this picture of a pig in a pinstripe suit. Now, I really can't be bothered to have that meeting all over again, so should we just go with tower defense? Tower defense! Except there aren't any towers and mostly you're attacking things, so it's more like futuristic-based defense with flying rocket shoes and loads of silly guns. Which sounds a bit better, doesn't it? And to be fair, Ratchet & Clank Q-Force is a far better game than our rubbish attempt at explaining its concept. You've essentially got to blast your way through each level, upgrading guns and hoovering up bolts as you do so, while at the same time preventing your base from being overrun by hordes of cartoon nasties. And it gets even more fun when you're playing in co-op, where one of you can concentrate on fortifying your defences and the other can go hell for leather, although it does help if you're playing with someone who can tell their combustor from their cryo shop. Goodness sake, turret! You dithering pillock! Ah, the weapons. In true Insomniac style, they're loud, brash, and quite ridiculous, with my favourite by far being the Groovatron, an all-conquering disco ball that induces an involuntary dancing spasm in anyone within range.
Clothes. You look like you live in a skip. It is unacceptable.
Q-Force is coming soon on PS Vita too and is a cross-buy and cross-play title, meaning you only have to buy it once to own both versions and can play with your mate on their PS3 while you duke it out on the handheld. The home console version is out right now and we recommend it like attaching deodorant cans to your shoes and then lighting a match. We don't really recommend doing that, by the way.
Rolling up our new sleeves now, it's time for your PlayStation briefing.
Take a swim.
Don't forget your armbands. He can't hear me. He's dead. Welcome to the sneaky, backstabby, faraway shooty world of Sniper Ghost Warrior 2, gearing up for a January release with this sleek-looking trailer. It's running on CryEngine 3, which as we all know is really good at doing jungles, meaning the long-distance head-popping comes with a side order of pretty, an infrared vision mode and the obligatory slow-mo kill cam. Also good at jungles and coming out next year is Tomb Raider, the massive start-all-over-again reboot that sees a wet behind-the-ears Miss Croft cutting her archaeology teeth, and pretty much everything else, in a remote and unremittingly brutal environment. In the spirit of tradition, Lara kills loads of wildlife, so we caught up with developer Crystal Dynamics and asked what is the most endangered animal you can put to the sword.
Those chickens are actually extremely rare. They only exist on that particular island. We really wanted to expose Lara's character and create a character arc across the game. So certainly at the beginning, it may not be the Lara Croft that you recognize, but really that's intentional so that along this journey, you can see Lara becoming that hero that you know she'll become.
That's your lot for briefing. We'll be back with more news next week. Time to fill that online shopping trolley. It's your roundup from On The Store. Hooray, it's Gandalf, the nicest, wisest, granddaddiest wizard of them all, who... is now a golem-smacking badass in Guardians of Middle-earth, available to download from the store today. This co-op brawler is ideal if you ignored all the story bits in The Lord of the Rings and just skipped to all the fighting. Plus it includes an appearance from a 20-foot Sauron. I always thought it looked hot in there. We all love a good HD collection, don't we? Yes, you do. Well, you will love this one, especially if you've a thing for ace Japanese anime and sexy fighting robots. Zone of the Enders HD features the original game plus brilliant sequel The Second Runner, the latter scrubbing up particularly well after the HD makeover. Both are from the mind of Metal Gear creator Hideo Kojima and feature the best mech-on-mech combat on PS3. Go get some. And finally, searing onto PS3 like a heavily armed gamma ray burst is Mass Effect 3 Omega, a hefty chunk of single-player DLC that sees Commander Shepard buddying up with feisty Azari Aria in order to take back her homeworld and look proper brilliant while doing it. Expect all the usual Mass Effect bells and whistles, talking, emotions, space, but this time with added hologram chess. Here's hologram chess in action. Not pictured, the holograms. That's it from the store for now. We'll be back with more digital goodies next week. So have you thought about what your game of the year is yet?
For me, it'd have to be a toss-up between the new Twisted Metal or Starhawk, one of the two.
Mass Effect, probably.
Assassin's Creed 3. Gravity Rush for PlayStation Vita, definitely.
Good work. Now get those opinions down in vote form because it's time to make sweet democracy and head to facebook.com/PlayStation Access to have your say in the Access Game of the Year. We've compiled a shortlist full of 2012's biggest hits. That's them now whizzing by on your screen. So all that's left for you to do is click the one you love best. Who will take home the prize? Connor? Commander Shepard? That wispy thing in the red scarf? To find out, tune in next week when we'll be broadcasting the results in Access episode 62. Happy viewing! Let's play Guess the Game! Let's see, we've got a CG trailer, two people that love each other loads, now they're crying, and there's sad music. It's got to be a new Dead Island game, right? Yep, there are the zombies. Welcome to Dead Island Riptide, the sequel to last year's undead-bothering, tear-jerking, bottle-cap collecting cult smash. We recently caught up with publisher Deep Silver to see how the new game was coming along.
I don't think anyone could have imagined the sheer amount of enthusiasm that people had for guys like him and for the way we were presenting it in Dead Island.
It was important to us to make sure that we have a lot of action and we also display and show and play with the water we were talking so much in Dead Island.
Our heroes end up cast away once more on another island of the archipelago called Palanai. And once again, they are in a kind of race against death to find safety and hopefully really escape for good this time. All players told us about what they loved in that island was really the open world feel and the possibilities offered by the action gameplay. So we really knew we had to focus on this kind of thing. But of course we wanted to provide some new elements for returning players. So one of the big additions is going to be the defense hubs.
You can live through this classic zombie fiction of how would I defend my home. So we have the barricades in there, we have mines in there. There's a lot of gimmicks and cooperative gameplay involved in this kind of defense missions that adds up a lot to the game.
A big thanks to the guys at Deep Silver. We'll have more on Dead Island Riptide before it's released next spring.
X Factor?
Fine. Actually, it is fine.
Where have you been?
I've got no idea.
We'll see you next week.